Hi, it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to make a handbag shaped birthday card. I hope you'll stay tuned. So I saw Sam Calcott make this, and I'm changing hers up a little bit, but basically it's the same card. You're going to take a piece of 12-inch by 5-inch cardstock. You're going to score it on the 12-inch side at 5 inches and at 7 inches. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to score it at 6 inches. This makes sure that you can make the folds the way you want them to, because we're going to kind of make this into almost an easel card just from the way it stands up. And that's all our scoring, just those three. Sorry for the noise. I'm going to line my card with these papers I found in my stash. And I cut them to 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, the ones that are going to go on the front and back of my card. Before I do that, let's score these. You're going to score the outside two as mountains and the inner one as a valley. And I'll show you as soon as I've finished. Those are the outside ones, and then this is your inside. So by scoring it with the paper flipped over like that, you have, a piece that's, it's shaped like an M, like that. And then I'm going to get my bone folder and really do a good job of creasing this. And if I can't find my bone folder, I'm going to use my pen or my scissors, because you know me, if I can't find my bone folder, I just go with whatever I have on hand. You don't need to have a bone folder. It's nice to have a bone folder, but if you don't have one, it's okay. You can use a ruler, you can use the back of a spoon, pretty much anything you want you can use for it, as long as it's got kind of a edge that you could flatten paper with. That's all you're doing with it, is flattening paper. So that's the basis of our card. Then I've got these papers, as I said, cut to 4 3/4 inch square. I cut one a little bit bigger, and I'll show you why in a second. This is the front of my card, and you don't have to decorate every piece of your card, but I thought it'd be fun to decorate the front and the back. So, and the butterfly faces up. See that butterfly? So on the back of my card, I can glue my back one down. So let's just glue that one in place. I'm going to use some Tombow Mono Aqua on it. And again, you want to make sure that this is on the back of your card. So if you have a way that you like your card to be, like front or back, this is the back. I'm just going to lay that in place with about, I made this so it would have a 1/4 inch border. You could make it 4 7/8 inches square, and then it would have a smaller border than that. But this is the front of our card. And I don't want to glue everything down to the front yet, because I think I'm going to put more in there. And then I like the idea in the inside of gluing a piece in that I could write on, like write a message on. And so this one has that place right there that I thought I could write my message. And then this piece I'm going to put down here. Now here's the difference. I'm using this pink piece, and I've gotten two different size of circle dies, and I'm showing you this on purpose because the only reason I'm doing it this way is because I want to have just a little border that I need for underneath this piece, but I don't, so I can use this for what I want it for, which is for my handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my handle out, and then once my handle is cut out, then I can use this paper to be underneath the paper that I already showed you. So let me cut this out now that I've explained that to you. At least I think I kind of explained it, and I'll be right back. So here's the circle that I've cut out to make our handle out of, and then this is the extra I have left over. And my plan is that I'm going to just layer this piece of cardstock on. All I needed was that little teeny tiny border. That's all I needed. So I'm going to put my glue on that. I think I'm going to put my glue on this piece, and then that'll make it so I can glue the rest of it down. And I like to kind of move it once it's on this so that I like the way it's set up, you know, like straighten it out on that background. And that's how you do it. And then look, I'm only using this much of my paper, so no biggie. And then I'm going to put glue on this, and then we'll glue this to the upper part of our card. I cut this pinkish mirror cardstock to 4 7/8 square, and then I cut the flowery top piece to 4 3/4 inch square. So there's not going to be very much left over on my card base. I'm just going to have a little teeny tiny border, but I'll have enough that'll be fine. Like that. Making sure it's as square as I can get it. That's the upper part, and that's again the part I'm going to write on. Now I have the sentiment that I liked, and I think I'm going to cut that out with one of my punches. And this one I cut to 4 7/8 inch square because I want it to match what it looks like with that backing on the other piece. And this is just to complete the card. It's not, you don't have to put this piece in. This is just a piece that I thought would look better, would make the card look more finished. It's like why I'm putting on the piece of cardstock on the back, so it just looks more complete. And again, this is 4 7/8 inch square so that it will match the upper, the pink on the upper part is 4 7/8. So now both of these kind of match that. I have some dies that I think will work to cut this piece out, so I'll do that, and then let's finish up. Let's do our handle. What I want to do with the handle is I just want it to be just a little half circle. And let me tell you the dimensions of these circles. My outer circle in the widest part is about 4.5 inches across. I hope you can see that. And then my inner circle that cut the inside of that circle piece out is about 3 3/4 inches. I wanted that so that I'd have a pretty significant thickness to my handle. You're not going to actually hold this by the handle, but it adds to the look of it being a purse. I'm going to cut this probably about, I don't know, 3/4 off, because I want to have enough of this to be able to glue some in place and to have some hidden kind of behind everything. Then I need one more piece of cardstock. That's going to be 2.5 inches. I forgot this piece originally. Sorry about that. This is going to be for our lid, and it is 2.5 inches by 5 inches, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. And then we're going to use this for our flap to make our purse look like a purse. Then what you're going to do after you have that 1/2 inch scored is you're going to fold it down like that, and you're going to put some wet glue or some tear tape on it on the inside of this flap. I'm going to put a little piece of tear tape there. You're also going to need a piece of Velcro, because what we're going to do with the Velcro is we're going to attach it to the inside of the card so that it looks like a purse, and it's got a, you know, closure on it, because a purse would have a closure on it, right? I also, before I do that, before I put it on, I want to round my corners. Okay, we're going to round the two bottom corners, the ones furthest away from our score line. Just those bottom two, that's all. I put a little bit of wet glue on there so that what I can do, you're going to fold that as much as you can now that you've got glue on it, and you want to lay it, you want to lay your card, this is the easiest way to do it, hopefully you can see this. You want to lay your card so it's centered but flat right on that. But don't cover up your score. Your score has to stay there so that, I'll show you my score line. Right here is my score line. It goes right above that line. So you want to make sure that when you have it so that you can still close your purse. I have some really, really big Velcro pieces, and they're really too big for this, and I'll show you them. See how big they are? So what I'm going to do is, rather than use a whole one, I'm just going to cut like a, let's say, a third of one. But I want the middle third because I don't want it to have rounded edges. You don't need a huge piece of Velcro. This is a purse that's going to be used as a card, and you know, naturally when you're using it as a card, you're not going to be tearing it open 1,000 times like you would a purse. Okay, so I'm going to just center this about that far from the top. Hopefully I'm centered, or kind of centered, about that far from the top. And it's easier if it's, for me, if it's closer to the bottom like that. Okay, then we want to attach our handle. And when you attach your handle, you need your ruler. And what you're going to do with your ruler is you're going to put it beside your card and make it about, see, 7 inches. If you want this to go in a 5x7 envelope, you need to make sure that that the handle doesn't go more than to 7 inches. So you want to put it beside your ruler so that you've got it, and you can put it like that, so you know exactly where it will be so that it doesn't go over 7 inches. Does that make sense? Hopefully it did. So I'm putting enough of this glue on, and I'm going to leave it again like that. Hopefully it's close. And then I'm going to get my card a little under 7 inches. Make sure that it's centered on the back of the card. I could cover the back of this with pink, but again, this is just a card. It's not going to be, you know, used a million times. And I was going to put this on the back of my card, or on the back, but now I think I need it for the front because all the pieces I cut smaller than that. I do need to put a happy birthday sentiment on it too. So let me go through my scraps and see if I have any that make me happy. Let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, so let's just finish her up. I'm going to glue this over the back so it covers up the everything that we didn't want. You know, the back of the handle and where I attached the flap to the front of the bag. We just want to make sure that the whole thing looks pretty. I'll just hide all of that. Push that up a little bit more. I think that'll be good. That's the back of our purse. Here's the front, and then I have this little piece that I'm going to glue across the front. This piece should be 1 3/4 inches by 4 3/4, but I decided I was going to attach where it says happy birthday. I'm going to put that up here, and I thought if I did that, if I can, I might have to go to the bottom and put it. Jeez, I'm just having all kinds of issues with this today. I'm going to glue this at the bottom now because, you know, changed my mind. And then I cut out my inside sentiment with an oval die, and we'll attach that inside. And then you're going to want to put something heavy on that before I do anything else. So I want to put my sentiment in the inside of my card. I'm just going to put it, I was going to put it up on foam. I have a couple more things I want to use for embellishments on it. And I'm just going to center that there. And then I have some of these little circles, little pearls. And of course they're all attached to each other. I hate that when the companies do that. I don't know why they think everybody wants to have their embellishments in a big circle like that. It's kind of weird. In my opinion, it's kind of weird that everybody does that with these, especially with these smaller sets. And then I have this little strip of that paper that's extra, and I thought I would glue it right in there. Clearly I didn't trim that to the right length. Let me see if I can trim it so I don't have a big issue. Well, that happy birthday doesn't look great, but it's not horrible, so we're going to go with it. So here's our purse. When I open it up so you can see the inside one last time. Make sure when you do it that your papers are going in the right direction so that, you know, so everything is right side up inside your purse. And then the back of my purse I covered with the other strip. I should have used the rest of my pink that I have. I mean, I could do this, but I don't think I have enough of it. Oh, maybe I do. All right, I'm going to fix that. And that way, my card will look a lot more finished. So we're just going to add, I won't be able to go underneath, but at least I'll be able to cover this part, which is the important part. All right, so I'm going to cut this so that it ends up being right to the top of the paper. Like that. Like that. And then we'll push on this side. So if you have somebody that you're giving a gift of a purse to, which is what I gave this young lady for her birthday, that a matching card I think is fabulous. And I'm really excited about mine because I think it turned out cute. And I hope you liked it too, and that you give this a thumbs up and subscribe. And please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.